morning, guys. Intuitive 717 here. I hope you guys are doing incredibly well. Good morning to you. I'm going to dive right into your Divine Masculine's energy and we'll see what's going on with them this morning. We'll see what's on their mind regarding the connection, what messages they want to send to you, okay? So I'm just going to pick one out of this pile, just randomly. All right? The relationship you have with your ex bothers me, but I understand, okay? And then we have kids in brackets. So really specific message. I'll probably post this as the thumbnail so that it definitely reaches the right audience. But this is definitely a message wanting to come through for those of you who are dealing with this Divine Feminine. I feel like you, because of this whole journey, because of this whole experience, I feel like many of you are learning to deal with certain themes on the twin flame journey regarding co-parenting and putting your children at the forefront regardless of what's going on in these dynamics. But I think it is really interesting that your Divine Masculine's acknowledging that they understand. Okay, and I feel like they're having a moment here where they just want to express this to you, or this could be something that comes up, especially while they're driving. This could be something that comes up in the mornings, where it's just fresh in their mind. It's a recurrent thought that comes up where it's like, hey, listen, I gotta have understanding about this. They're also feeling like it's not your fault, and it's not their fault that they love you. It's not your fault that you're not making them love you. You're not making them love you in this situation. I feel like this is coming from a Divine Masculine that feels frustrated that you are maybe still having to spend time with your ex. Maybe a lot of you still have to attend family functions. You still have to show up to your kids' school events together. You still have to operate as a team sometimes. You have to spend time with one another in order to prioritize the upbringing of your children. And many of you who are on these spiritual journeys, you've already been forewarned that you have an important job as a parent if you do have children, right? On these spiritual twin flame journeys, you have no choice but to set a proper example, right? Otherwise, you know the effects of your actions. So I feel like your masculines are just acknowledging that it's just difficult to see it. I think your masculines are saying, hey, usually in the 3D world, when two people break up, they're at each other's throats. They usually don't have anything to do with each other, yet I'm always having to second guess the relationship that you have with your ex. It's like they're not used to seeing people get along like this. They're always having to wonder, are you two together? Are you not together? Divine Feminine, you might have made it abundantly clear that you have a job to do. You have a role as a parent, as a mother, and also too, maybe as a co-parent. Maybe that relationship with your ex is very important for you to maintain so that your children can see that yes, in life you can have conflict, but you can also work things out. Now, not every single relationship is going to be able to have a positive co-parenting dynamic. That's not what I'm saying. But I do feel like for some of you who are in these relationships and you are being guided to work on them and make sure that they are cooperative for the sake of healing, then yeah, many of you you're staying on task. And I feel like because you're staying on task, it's almost like maybe pushing your Divine Masculines to slowly understand over time that, hey, listen, I've got due diligence here. I got a kid to raise. I ain't got time for nothing else here. Okay. All right, let's see what your masculines are learning through this experience. They may not have kids, which is why they're having to slowly understand this as well, Divine Feminines. I'm going to take what's at the top and bottom. Okay, so we have nurture and compassion. Can't make it up, guys. A lot of you are learning to nurture and compassion these exact relationships, okay? And in turn, they're learning to have more compassion for you. I feel like a lot of your Divine Masculines are having to unlearn a lot of things, maybe unlearn a lot of patterns that they're used to in society. I feel too like I'm hearing chatter, so a lot of people could be in their ear as well over time or over the years about the relationship that you have with your ex. People might have been saying, no two people can be that close and not be, effing on the low. And I don't know why I said effing. YouTube sent us an email the other day saying it was okay to use foul language. Oh my goodness. I guess it's just the way we express ourselves, but I'm so not used to doing it. But yeah, that's how I feel like people have been telling them, you know? People have kind of been in their ear about like, you know, like your social media divine feminine. It might be filled with a lot of, you know, pictures where your ex is still around, and a lot of people can't seem to understand that without making the narrative nefarious. And many of your masculines fell into that narrative about you over the years, but I feel like as they got to know you, they realize how nurturing you are. They realize how compassionate you are. They realize that like anybody in your life probably has a good relationship with you, right? So they're starting to understand that maybe like the relationship that you have with your ex, I mean, it's no surprise because as they get to know you, they're like, man, like you really just are a nice person. Okay, so whoever you are, divine feminine, you could be a Queen of Cups. Okay, water sign, we have Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Doesn't have to be, but you know, that definitely stands out in terms of one of your qualities. Okay, they're not surprised. They're like, okay, it still bothers me though, because I really don't want to see your ex getting this beautiful compassionate energy and smiling around you and being around you, but shit, I'm gonna have to get used to it. Okay, there's that twin flame confirmation for you guys as well. Okay, this is part of the experience. This is part of the learning. Many of your masculines are having to swallow their pride in a sense. Really look at, man, this is something I would never normally accept. Again, people are around them going, hey, walk away from that. You don't have kids. Why would you be looking at someone with kids? But they can't help themselves because of this whole energy, right? They love you. They can't help it. They love who you are. There you are, divine feminine. With the moon energy as well, bringing in all of these, you know, dark night of the soul moments. Right? We have guarded, vulnerable. This is how you make your divine masculine feel. This is not really what they're used to. I think in the last reading as well, we pulled your soulmate differs from your usual type and expectations. You know, it's like you're a mom. Many of your divine masculines might be bachelors, but doesn't matter. You guys came here to learn lessons. You're twins. Doesn't matter how different your lives are from each other. In fact, they're that opposite for a reason, because you two bring very important lessons to the table that whether you know it now or not, it's going to help your soul grow. For many of you, you may not realize on these twin flame journeys as well, especially if you're new to the journey. A lot of the times when you have an interaction with them, it's like 2 years later, you're like, oh, okay, now I see why that happened. So you got to be patient on this journey is what I'm hearing for whoever this masculine is. All right, let's get a few more cards on what lessons are coming up for them as they observe you and they have to swallow all of this. Okay, they're learning. Okay, they've been cold and detached. Okay, again, I do hear chatter. I'm hearing whispers, so I am getting to tell you guys that a lot of the shadow energy, the dark night of the soul, it really did come from this wall in the way. And I feel like the wall in the way was, yes, 50% of their own perceptions, but also where did these perceptions come from, right? This is like their family and their friends telling them, like, why would you want to be with somebody who has kids? You know, you could do better for yourself, or, you know, like go in that relationship. Like that person's like young and single and like you two would look good together. It's like somebody's feeling like, what the hell did I do? Okay, because it all comes back to you. This is someone who drives, they're on the road and they constantly think about the fact that they've wasted parts of their life just missing out on maybe you and your life and getting to know you and getting to be part of this blended dynamic. Some of you are going to be looking forward to blending your families as well, okay? That's also this kind of weird kind of new thing that's coming through that people are really, you know, getting itchy over, but, you know, some of us are being faced, you know, having to carry the torch and pave the way. And I'm feeling like many of your divine masculines, they have definitely gone through bouts of this period of like apology, feeling a lot of grief for some of the things they've said to you, some of the judgments that they've had over you, ghosting you, as well as like making cracks at like your family life, your home life, what it's like to have kids, having kids being a thing of like a pain in the ass, like certain things like that they were very severely triggered over, okay? Especially the relationship that you have with your ex. This could be a masculine as well who's never experienced having a family. Maybe they've never experienced marriage. Maybe they put that on hold the moment they had this twin flame connection with you, and they haven't been able to go down that road because it's not with you, divine feminine. It's not with you, and that consistently causes them to be in this dark night of the soul energy. Right now you have somebody pissed off about the advice that they got from family and friends over the years. Okay, this is someone who's having to feel like lonely. They feel lonely without you. They could be in this very doubtful and lack energy about moving forward. Okay, but enough of that heavy stuff. Let us get a tarot message and see what the best movement forward is. And I'm going to use the Fairy Tarot because it does bring about energy of confidence. What can you two look forward to? They're understanding, divine feminine, that you're a beautiful mother. They love that you put your family first, your kids first, most of all yourself first. And you never let the pressure of this journey take you away from your truth, okay? Divine masculines for a spring, okay? So be grateful. You've got much to celebrate. Deep feelings of peace and happiness, a contented personal life. Okay, I told you guys this is what they've always wanted with you. Another thing, too, I'm getting out of this, and I know it's going to sound kind of harsh, but, you know, one thing that they do kind of think about, especially with just the couple here in a contented personal life, is I don't think this masculine ever wanted kids, and I think that in a perfect universe, it would just be you and them, okay? But you have kids in this lifetime with somebody else. It's like it wasn't their fantasy come true. But nonetheless, you know, they love you. They still love you. They're willing to wrap their head around this so that it could still be their fantasy. All right? So, ooh, nice and romantic one this morning. I love you guys. Take it easy. I will catch you in the next message. All right? Take it easy, guys. Bye. Have a great day at work if you guys are headed to work. Okay, bye.